Hey everybody, welcome to Interviews with Everyday People. We're back for another installment. As I started talking, I realized I don't remember what episode number I'm on, so we're just going to pretend. So we're just going to keep going. You know what number if you click on the video. Hanging out here with a local band. We're going to get to learn all about them and their name and let them introduce themselves and the name of the band so I don't butcher it. But first, we want to get the housekeeping out of the way. The IwEPnetwork.com is where you can find our podcast, as well as all the other podcasts we do, from Bangin' Beers, Tornado Tag Podcast, and many, many more. We do have a Patreon that people support. It's $1 to $25. You can do whatever you want. Anything over 10 gets you in the running for a free t-shirt giveaway. If you are part of the Patreon, check your messages. I sent the winners their t-shirts. So just letting you know that you won your t-shirt. Beer burp ready. So just check your messages and let us know what shirt you want and size and an address. So please check your messages. But first, we want to thank Ryan Vox from Outbreak Wrestling, David S., Bridget M., Andrew H., Greg R., Heidi B., Ryan G. from the Fuel by House podcast, Kelly from Crystal Mountain Healing, Tommy B., The Tree of Life, Brad Z., and Hireth in other words. So thank you all for the support and help keeping the lights on and paying for the programs that we use to edit as well as stream online during the week. So we are here back at Cabana Entertainment Building. You're going to hear some snaps and some photos. That's going to be Nikolai in the back. We said last podcast that he flashes us. So we're going to keep the illusion that he's naked.
Keep it down, Nikolai.
Yeah, so
We're trying to concentrate here.
So introduce yourselves. We'll go around the table. We'll start with you.
My name is John. I was one of the original members of our band here.
All right.
My name is Tony. I'm also an original member of Hoodleybah.
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 Great name, by the way.
We'll get into that.
I'm just saying Tony.
That's fine.
Hoodleybah's good too. But Tony's a great name.
I'm Jeremy. I'm not an original member of the band, but I have jammed with these guys for a long time.
An
Cool.
original honorary member.
Yeah.
Honorary member.
Honorary.
I'm Missy, the newest member of the band.
Awesome. So we'll start. I'll go back around with you. What do you play? What do you do in the band?
I sing.
You're the
as
singer.
a mean tambourine.
Awesome.
I do drums, cajon, percussion, whatever.
All right.
Guitar, vocals.
I play the bass.
All right. You look like a bass player. Like when you walked in, I was like, I bet he plays the bass.
It had to be either that or the drums, right?
Bass players and drummers have a look, and I think you're feeling it.
Indeed.
I like it. I like
The
it.
big hand.
Yeah. You don't even have to play that's what the strings are fat. You got some big fingers on there. It's good to
It
go.
works out well.
Yeah. So how do we come up with the name of this band? Take us back to the
The
origin
name
story.
first. The name originates from a PlayStation 1 game. I believe it's Crash Bandicoot 1 or 2.
The noise
When
he
he
makes.
hits something, he goes Hoodleybah. And I mean,
There it is.
we are from the 90s. We graduated all in the 90s. And, you know, obviously the PlayStation 1 was huge then. So a friend of mine used to say that all the time because he hit it. And another friend of mine used it as kind of what we defined it as. We had a, it was a code for whatever you needed at the time. It was Hoodleybah.
Okay. I'm really upset that I didn't pick that up. As a video game guy and a nerd, I'm like, you said Crash, and I went immediately, as soon as you said Crash Bandicoot, I was like, that's the noise he makes.
Well, one guy used to say it all the time in high school, and another guy appropriated it for whatever he needed at the time, but we thought it was just funny.
Yeah.
And we couldn't think of a name. We were jamming for a while, and I came up with this as, I was like, how about Hoodleybah? And they were like, sounds good.
There it is.
There it is.
Awesome. So
Nobody could spell it. Nobody could say it.
you messaged me, I was like,
HOODLEYBAH. Search for it. We're on all the streaming services.
so what type of music are we? If someone were to search your band, what are they getting?
A little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going back about the genesis of Hoodleybah. Me and John Peggy here were we had two other members at the time in 2000. I think we jammed
It was.
the year 2000. Some other guys we went to school with. We played together, and we started playing. Came up with the name Hoodleybah. And our influences are all kinds of stuff from the Grateful Dead, and Fish. Me and Johnny are big jam band fans, and our drummer was really into like pop,
80s, yeah.
80s stuff like that. So like everything draws on it. I mean, I've listened to everything from Grateful Dead to old country like Hank Williams,
Well, even too, I'm sure like your parents were around the same age as mine, and
Beatles.
well, and just regular old 50s and 60s music. I think.
Yeah. So, influences are drawn from a whole bunch of different stuff we grew up listening to.
Now,
as is everybody.
Do you guys do originals and covers? Like if someone were to come out to see you guys play?
Yeah, we do original and covers. We have 2 original albums. We recorded an album in Maria. Shout out to Shadow Sound Design and Leon Karpovich and Tom Karpovich, who recorded our first album in 2001, or November 2001, because we have the dates on the CD. So we made CDs. It was 2001. People still listened to CDs back then, so we had to make CDs. And it was, I would say, we got several reviews on it at the time in like newspapers and local magazines. Joe Nardone's magazine, and it was well received. So when you make your first album, you go right to the second one. So we started writing songs for the second one. We had 9 in the can, ready to go, and then
Unfortunate circumstances.
It's
band shit.
Egos, band stuff. We broke up, and our original drummer, Mike Economy, God rest his soul, passed away 4 years ago.
3.
And me and John were at his funeral, and he said to me, like, we should finish that second album. And I was like, yes, we should. And then like COVID hit. So we used the time, about a 24-track recorder, we used that time to record the second album that we had written 18, 19 years ago. We had demos of the songs from practices, places we played out. We had live recordings of it. So we went back to the live recordings we had and, pulled out the songs that we wrote and kind of put them together during COVID and decided it was time for a Hoodleybah renaissance.
Indeed.
And, got the band back together.
So you guys used the moment of the passing of one of the original members of your friend to kind of be like, let's pretty much essentially honor him and finish what we started.
And we did, because we named that album after him.
That's awesome.
His Greek name was Economopoulos. Americanized, it was economy. So, which one did we pick?
His name was Mike Economy, but we called him Gene. Why do we call him Gene? That was you, buddy. That was you.
But it fit. He was a G.
Yeah, you wanted to call somebody Eugene. Our drummer was a fairly big fellow.
Yeah, really, that part just I picked the name.
And from Eugene turned to Gene, and even though his name is Mike, we still call him Gene to this day.
Well, his parents even called him Gene.
So you gave a name that even his parents stuck with.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
When the
I
parents
kind of feel bad about that.
when the parents completely abandon on a birth name and be like, well, that's what your friends call you.
The parents, the brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're still. His brother's a great guy, Jason Economy, and he supported us in all
Well,
of this.
he helped us too on that first album.
Oh yeah. He wrote some lyrics and wrote some songs with his brother on the first album, and we've tried to include as many people as possible on the second album. And he adopted the name Gene too.
He did.
I still feel bad. Kind of feel bad about that.
That's an accomplishment.
He's Gene,
Yeah.
man.
He called himself.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He embraced it, I guess. So, it made me, I gotta tell you one thing. When we were there at his thing, like, we had some merch from back in the day, like t-shirts and stuff, and we had a definition of Hoodleybah. It was like, spelled out like in the dictionary, Hoodleybah.
Mm-hmm.
An unknown substance.
Causing unusual behavior.
And it had our picture, like our little logo picture they sent you on the back. And we were at his service and the t-shirt was there.
Yeah.
That really made like that made me. That's what that was the second genesis. It was the second genesis of Hoodleybah, and since he passed, our buddy Jeremy over here, that now plays the drums. We went to school with Jeremy. He's a longtime friend from high school. I believe you played in the band with Gene.
Like marching band, concert
Yeah,
band.
we've recorded his bands before, some of your old bands and stuff like that, and like naturally, like who are we gonna get to play the drums? Jeremy.
You didn't get a new name yet?
No.
No, we're scared of him.
He's got another friend named Jeremy, so I'm hardcore Jeremy, and the
The
other
other
guy's
guy's
just
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Call it,
Jeremy.
yeah, call you HC.
HCJ.
HCJ.
Hardcore Jeremy. Yep.
I like that. Hardcore Jeremy. That's like a good wrestling name.
Your name in my phone is HCJ Missy. 'Cause I have a couple Missies in there.
Great.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, so naturally it was like, when we started to do this again and we started to play out, like we could do the stuff in the studio ourselves, but like when we're playing out, hey, who are we gonna get? Nobody else but Jeremy.
Yeah. So when the band originally started, who was the front man?
I guess me.
It was definitely you.
Yeah, I sung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it now? Are you guys changing? Do you do some of their original music just now with
Absolutely.
with a female singer? So how has that transition been?
Well, why don't you guys get into why you're in the band?
Well, we play in another
We're in
band.
another band.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I've jammed with these guys, like I said, for
Missy
for
is
years.
Jeremy's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
I
I
don't know
love
if you're
you.
hiding that.
This cat's out of the bag now. Everybody knows. It's all over YouTube. Congratulations, you guys.
Damn you, TikTok.
Their nuptials were on YouTube because they ran off to Vegas to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it was live streamed by Elvis himself.
Yeah.
But so we jam at my house a lot, here and there. Actually, shouldn't say a lot, but whenever we do get together,
When we get it going.
we meet at my house, and Missy can sing, so she just started singing a couple songs. Keep her in the mix. And,
So what other band? What's your other band you're in?
the Keystone Groove.
Keystone Groove.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Play a lot out
Yeah?
in Jim Thorpe and
Did you?
surrounding area.
Nice.
I'm also in another band called the Local Boys because you're not
Another
promoting
kick-ass
your
band.
all these stuff here. I'm gonna promote my stuff here.
Local Boys are
This is a Hoodleybah podcast. Don't you know what I mean? Don't be. Come on. The Local Boys, Facebook.
Now, how is it for you as a singer singing lyrics that have been kind of put in front of you that have been around for so long that have maybe different meanings or like so you wrote something that means something to you that
We
you
wrote these
experienced.
songs 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, we wrote these songs 20 years ago.
Young
When-
bucks we were.
Yeah.
I have a ton of respect for it. Tony writes amazing lyrics. They are a good, solid band that knows how to rock and always good intentions. So I take it as far as I can.
I paid her to say that.
Good thing you didn't. Like if you would have asked me to write lyrics to a band when I was 20 years ago, it'd have been a lot of dick jokes and a lot of inappropriate stuff.
Well-
and then 20 years later, having a female sing it, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm jerking off." You know what I mean? Like it would have been a different band. So I'm
So
glad.
we did do some research.
Was that actually some lyrics?
You know, I was not the only lyric writer too. We all kind of shared in the songwriting, but we kind of
Well,
wrote about.
in the first one around, the second one around, I mean, there's maybe 2 or 3 that we kind of collaborated on, but the rest of them were pretty much you.
Yeah, but we all kind of worked on everying together. I'm not gonna take that.
Oh, yeah, no.
And we
Just
wrote.
giving you some props, Tony.
We wrote what we knew about.
We're all eating humble pie here. You know? I like it.
We got together and did a gig last Big Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving.
That's a great night to play music.
That's how we came in contact with interviews with everyday people.
Really? On Big Wednesday?
Yeah.
Big Wednesday.
So tell me the story. I'm very curious. I was going to lead into that like eventually.
Well, we had dreamed up this thing at let's finish this album, let's do it, and we did it. And then COVID, like we did it during COVID, but COVID just seemed to kept going on, so we had no ending.
It's over
So
now,
we have
right?
an album. We have this album done.
yeah.
We have this album done, and we're like, all right, let's wait. All right, we want to do something big with this. We want to release it, everything big. All right, well, this date passed. So finally, Big Wednesday last year, the night before Thanksgiving, I was like, that's the date. Everything started opening that summer. Let's do it Big Wednesday. Where are we going to do it? We did it at McGuire's in Monte City because the old Hoodleybah, the original Hoodleybah, kind of got our start there.
Yeah, we did, definitely.
We're
It
friends
was
with
Spin
Sean,
City at
the
time.
owner. Our drummer, Gene, knew him very well. We knew Sean very well. And he would let us play there pretty much whenever we wanted. So, 20 years later, where are we going to do this? We got to do it in the place we started, at McGuire's.
We had no choice.
So Big Wednesday, we planned this months in advance. We're Big Wednesday at McGuire's. We're going to do it. And we did it. And what was the point?
How did you find the podcast out?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Wednesday. We played there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Big Wednesday.
I didn't even leave my house Big Wednesday. I don't know.
I don't know who was there, but somebody came up to us and they were like, "Hey, you guys are pretty good, man. You should give this guy, you should follow this guy, and he's always looking for interesting people to interview, and I think you guys would make a good
Whoever
guest."
that person is, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah, I
that.
don't know who it was. There was a lot of people.
And
We
beers
had a-
happen.
we had
It's
a pretty-
Big Wednesday. Beers happen.
We had a pretty big crowd too. We were talking to a lot of people. I don't remember who it was,
I don't either.
but somebody gave us your name, and we
Dude,
were like,
it's-
"Okay, we'll follow."
I was just talking about the last episode with Take the Name, and how he has a song, songs on that Spotify that have almost 500,000 plays, 500,000 plays, and I'm just like, my podcast hits 100 plays, and I'm like, we did it, you know what I mean? And then for
yeah, you've reached Hoodleybah numbers.
yeah, and then for people to speak for the podcast and go up to people like you guys and be like, you should check that out. That means a lot, because one of the hardest things, especially with this, is finding that feedback. People listen, but they listen in their car and then they're done and they don't say anything. So to get hey man, I really like that episode, or hey, you sucked at this, get better at it, or whatever it may be, any feedback, I don't really get it. So it's kind of just pointing it out in the void, and it's you guys are on stage, so you guys can get that feedback a little bit, where I'm kind of putting it out,
Instantaneous feedback,
putting it
yeah.
on the internet,
Yeah.
and it's just hope people like it.
Somebody's talking.
And then you see the numbers go up, and you're like, people maybe like it, or maybe they're listening just to laugh at me. I don't know. So whoever that was at McGuire's, I truly appreciate that. That means a lot, and it led to an interview. So you did your job.
Yeah, thank you to that guy.
Yeah, and word of mouth is definitely how it helps everybody.
Yeah, I don't think we're the greatest on promoting ourselves either.
We're not really.
No,
I try, it's
we
hard.
we don't play live too much because of everything we all.
Well, I mean, you guys both have your own thing going on with separate bands. I don't have the time to actually devote into doing it full time.
Yeah, we're parents. Me and Johnny have kids, and it's hard to make time when we all play in other bands. Jeremy and Izzy play in other bands, and it's hard to make time for this. But
Hoodleybah
I
is
love
side piece.
making the time for it. I mean, this is my absolute favorite thing to do. I love writing songs. I love playing songs with you guys. I love doing original stuff. We played an open mic in Lansford? That was in Lansford at the zoo, right? We played an open mic in Lansford right after stuff started opening again with COVID. There was a lot of people there.
I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
there was a
Great
lot
night.
of it was one of the first things going on. And it was an open mic, there was a lot of people there. Everybody was itching to play. And we played there, and we were the only band to play original songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even care if we were good or not. We were the only ones that played original songs.
Yeah.
That's a tough
So-
thing as a band too, especially in a bar or even an open mic, to kind of get people's attention, because you can do 15 originals, but you better be good, because if you're
You
if
gotta
you're
sneak them in between others.
yeah, it's tough. People were like, my buddy. I was at a band one time for my buddy's band was just about to play, to go and play in front of executives to see if they were going to get their record contract. So they played all their originals, and then said, after we're done our originals, we will stick around and do another set of covers for everybody in the bar. And the whole time, this drunk girl at the bar, she wouldn't even turn around to look at them. She just kept screaming, "Play Tom Petty!" And he was just like, "We're gonna do Tom Petty as soon as we're done this. We just gotta get in the zone. So when we go play for this, it's plays a song, play Tom Petty. So then my buddy just looks at it and goes, play fucking Tom Petty. And they just wing, so when they did the cover set later on, it was just an acoustic. It was just two of them acoustic guitars, and the other guys in the bands didn't know Tom Petty, and they winged it, and it was fucking unbelievable. It sounded like it was like Tom Petty original, like Tom Petty walking the bar. And literally, they start playing, and she never turned around from the bar to even acknowledge the fact they stopped playing.
That's
And
probably
then,
a song she didn't know.
and then the song was done, and she just did this. So for the audio listeners, she just put her
He's sticking his thumb up.
thumb up in the air, arm in the air. Never even turned around to be like, thank you. Just did a thumbs up. I would have threw something at her. Yeah, I was so pissed. I remember being in the crowd like, you are an asshole. That's a dickhead move.
She got what she wanted though, didn't she?
Yeah, she got her Tom Petty.
She wasn't happy about it though.
Yeah. She didn't even dance. And I'm like, you better shake something. Like, get up and move something. You asked for it. But yeah, I definitely see it. Being original can be definitely difficult.
I got to tell you too, like we have played thousands of shows between us. I am nervous right now.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing this podcast?
Yeah.
Really?
How many times?
I'm perfectly calm.
You're perfectly calm, dude.
Perfectly numb with all the beers. Yeah.
Like, how many times have we ever had to talk about this? None. Like, we had to talk to some, like, interview people
But
back in the day, but it was all people we knew. I never had to talk about myself before.
Just some stranger in some guy's old beauty salon in
Right.
hometown.
Missy thought you were going to harvest her kidneys.
He walked up. I was in my trunk getting stuff out, and he hardcore man walked up on me like, oh shit, he's getting the hell out of me.
It's the tattoos. It's the tattoos. We're all scared of them too.
I was like, I thought Tank Abbott was coming up. Remember
Tank Abbott!
back in the day with the shaved head and the goatee. I was like, oh my god.
Whatever happened to Tank Abbott?
People learned how to fight, and Tank Abbott was just.
Is he dead?
No, I think he's still alive. I think his last fight was Kimbo Slice, to be honest. He
Whoa!
fought
Kimbo Slice.
And Kimbo killed him. It was pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was not good. Yeah, so I was just thinking,
You're talking about wrestling.
Yeah,
now. You're taking about
weird
wrestling.
segues. So if there's anything you guys want to throw in there, fine. Like we obviously Crash Bandicoot came up now, everything else. But so you said you guys played a lot of venues. What are some of your favorite venues in the area to play besides McGuire's?
We played at the Humboldt Tap up in.
We're actually set up banging beers there very, very soon.
Oh, great place. Great place. Yeah.
So many good ones.
There's a lot of beer.
Yeah, I love it. Now, did you play with?
was
Did you
it
play
the
with your
zoo
other
in
band, or did you
Lansford?
play with this band
Yeah.
there?
We
This
played
band-
there and with
Okay.
with the Keystone Group. Yeah.
Have you guys tried to do the move yet, where you open up with one band and then you play your other band later, like do a double?
Oh my God.
We did it that night at the open mic. We played with the Keystone Group when we played with them.
What?
But it wasn't like a show for
Yeah.
us. It was just an open mic.
I have
that we
two
played
friends
with
who
both.
are in multiple bands, and they've done that where they do like the opening band with their friend's band, and then play the second band. I'm like, you're crazy.
Why don't you get Hoodleybah to open up for the? Come on, man.
You only have to sing 7 hours. So, as a singer, we'll kick to here. I love your Vegas
Thanks.
thing. Yeah. your wedding moments there. Vegas is amazing. But anyway, where were you? Who's are some of the people who inspired you to start singing? Like,
I like a lot of classic rock, but as for like newer people, I like Susan Tedeschi. I like Amy Winehouse. It's not newer, but you know what I'm saying.
I loved Amy.
I like Janis Joplin a lot. Led Zeppelin is my absolute fave, so Robert
Nice.
Plant's my number one. But you know, I try to learn from anybody that I'm around.
Yeah.
And that includes Tony and Piggy and obviously Jeremy. Like everything. I pick stuff up. Don't laugh. I absolutely learn stuff from you guys 100%. Yes, I do.
You definitely don't learn
I
about
have.
singing from
Oh
me.
yeah, you definitely don't learn about it.
Stage presence, enjoying yourself, lots to learn.
I have a great Zeppelin story. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my dad a Christmas gift this year. Well, it was 2 years ago, and this is when 3D printing was getting popular. And I was like, it's not going to cost me a lot, but it's going to be something that's going to be really cool. So the object, you know how the object is like, it's on Pawn Stars and people are trying to buy it for
Off an
thousands
album
and
presents.
thousands. I was like, this guy's like, I can make a 3D version of the object. I'm like, that'd be so cool. Like if my dad had it at the mantle, so I wrapped it all up, I put it out, I slid it out. My dad, now my whole life, my dad's been telling me he's just a huge Led Zeppelin fan.
He's like, what?
He opens it, he goes, what the fuck is that? I was like, I'm keeping it. Fuck you. I was like, it's only the most sought after Led Zeppelin item of all time, a replica, but it's still the same thing. He had no
great.
idea. I felt frauded my whole life.
A lot of people disregard the album presents. They
Yeah.
don't have the same reverence for it as the other albums. So.
I was so bummed. I remember watching the Pawn Stars. I'm like, that would be a cool thing to get my dad. I'm glad I didn't buy the real one. Yeah. Like, it cost me
great.
10 grand. What the fuck is that thing? It's gonna summon demons in your house. That's what it's gonna do. Yeah, I was so mad.
That's great.
It's my favorite Zeppelin story. It involves my dad. And now, how about you on drums? Who are some of your influences?
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of metal and playing a lot of that. Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, just hardcore bands, Sheer Terror.
Yeah.
Punk bands. I played in a few bands growing up, and just always stuck with the drums. Band orc from like 4th grade up. Always played
Marching band.
concert band, everything. But
Now, were you all band or choir growing up, like in school and stuff?
And
I did some singing in like plays, and like I wasn't really in the band. I played the horn for a couple years in junior high.
I didn't do none of that shit.
fucking jock, football player.
We played on the same little league team, and our team sucked for the 4 years I was on it. And the year after I graduated, he hit how many home runs?
It was like 7 or 8.
Like 10 or 15, and they won the championship. I'm still a little bit bitter about that.
Where did you guys go to school?
I went to Monterey. He went to Catholic school. Marion.
You were the Marion kid. You jumped
Well, in
ship.
high school, yeah.
Yeah, you jump ship.
What kind of ship did I jump?
You jump ship, man. Everyone that you leave Montier, you go to Marion.
No, he always went to Catholic school.
Oh, you were
he
always
was always a Catholic
Were you a
school.
St. Canicus kid?
I was!
Yeah. I remember we played basketball. We get out of school first, and we'd be playing basketball in St. Canicus, and all the kids would be like at the door, like, like you're there for another 2 hours, fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't St. Canicus. How old are you?
35.
Well, I wasn't there when
Yeah.
I wasn't there when you
You
were.
were doing it.
Yeah.
Not by much though.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, St. Canicus, that was the spot in town. Now, did you guys grow up in town? Did you grow up in Monty City, or?
We all grew up in Barnesville. Me, him, and Jeremy grew up in Barnesville. So, it wasn't as networked as Monty City was, but we all
that's
knew each
because
other.
you hung out.
We played on the same little league team. Everybody knows everybody
Yeah.
from around here. So, when we started jamming again in 2000, it was like I went to school. Our drummer Gene was from Jeremy. He's a couple years older than us, so like Gene knew me from jamming in Monte area and stuff like that, and then we knew Pinky from going to Marion, and it was like, hey, I'm jamming with Pinky. Do you want to jam with us? And one thing led to another, and our old bass player was Chris Owens from
Barnesville.
Barnesville.
Was his parents the teachers?
Yep.
Mr. and Mrs. Owens?
Yep.
Mrs. Owens, not a fan of me. Mr. Owens is kind of dope. But
I love them both. I had them both. I loved them both.
yeah, Mrs. Owens did not like me at all.
No.
Yeah, no. But Mr. Owens, I mean, besides that, he just kicked the shit out of everybody in gym class. Gym class was like,
You remember the invisible chair?
Yeah.
You remember the invisible chair?
Now that I'm older, I'm like, what? Who hurt him? Like, 1, 1,000, 2. I'm like, wait, no, just count 1, 2. I feel like you're sneaking extras in there. You went to gym class and he just beat the shit out of you. Like, it was like,
I always had fun, man. I always had fun with him. Like, if you didn't cross him, like, I remember one time, Bunky, farting, like right in the middle of the roll call, like left him a huge fart. He was like, "Oh, did it?" And he and Bucky admitted it, and he made him sit in the invisible chair for the whole class.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
He was my gym teacher when I left the school to get stitches in my kneecap. We were playing basketball, and I was in a full sprint, and this kid me and him were full sprint, and I went to steal the ball, and I guess I hit him in the chin, and I didn't know.
You hit Mr. Owens?
No, the kid, me and him, we were playing basketball, and the kid pushed me. So when I was running, I couldn't get my balance and everything, and I hit the bleachers, and the bleachers were already broken. So they like cut my whole knee open, and I had to leave the school and get a bunch of stitches. And Mr. Owens just grabbed the kid by his hair and was like, "I'll kill you!" Like, because I thought if I wouldn't have moved and hit it with my head, I would have been knocked out. But I was bleeding all over the place.
So you went to junior high up on the hill?
I was on the hill.
All right. So yeah, we all went to the hill. Yeah, we were on the hill.
I was the last. My 7th and 8th grade year would have been the last class. So I left 8th grade year to go to North Schuylkill. But if I would have stayed, I would have been the last 8th grade class. Like my graduating class was the last class in that school, and then we were the first freshmen to be at the new school down. I don't know why I'm pointing like we're in Monty City.
The West End.
Yeah. So I went my whole middle school. Wow. My dream is if this podcast ever explodes and I have like fuck you money, like
the fuck you YouTube money.
I want to buy that building and redo it and have it like make that an auditorium, like a concert venue, make the gymnasium like wrestling shows or something, and then turn like the whole second floor into like different podcast studios. That's like my dream.
God bless you, man. I hope you can do it because that would be awesome for that building. Yeah, it was absolutely.
It looks like
they had the
House on
auditorium.
Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
It looks spooky as hell.
Fallout shelter.
Yeah.
Walking up those goddamn steps every day gave me some character.
So you guys had the concrete steps. We were the ones when the concrete steps were caving in because all the gophers. So they built the wooden ones, the next one, and they were just as dangerous because when it got wet, it was like a slip and slide. And you fell down those, you weren't coming back. It was it.
It didn't matter. It's still a shit ton of steps.
It was a lot. If you're not local, definitely Google the old middle school in Monty City. It's like 458 steps. It's like a 90-degree slope up the side of a mountain.
Who lived there?
My grandparents. Right at the bottom of the steps, you came down the concrete ones, that brown house on the left-hand side, yeah?
Yeah, that's awesome. They've seen a lot of fights.
The kids being assholes, too,
Yeah,
like
that's
throwing
right,
shit at their house.
That's right where the fights would be, right there. Either that or up where the old school used to be, that it was like just the steps that like the smokers hung out. That's where all the fights were. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Kid people screaming at them. There are the days, man. Middle school.
I just recently came across pictures on Facebook somewhere with a whole bunch from the inside of that, what it looks like now.
Oh, it's destroyed.
It is destroyed.
People went in there and stole all the copper out of it. And
all the
decimated it.
paint's peeling off.
And people went in there, spray
shit
paint,
everywhere.
destroyed it. Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Somebody did buy it. And
I thought they were going to make apartments or something like that.
it'd be cheaper to knock it down and build new ones.
Or you guys can subscribe on YouTube. I can make that money and buy it.
There you go.
Please.
Oh, I missed
subscribe
that
on
part.
YouTube.
Oh,
I want to buy it. That's my dream. My like pipe dream is to get a whole bunch of money
think of anything
and turn
better?
that into like I want the theater to turn into like either a theater so like people can do plays and stuff, or for bands, kind of like the Sherman almost.
Yeah.
And then turn
Absolutely.
the auditorium, like the gym, into like wrestling venues, or like you can put bands in there too. And then the basement cafeteria turn into like a brewery.
There you go.
Oh, the boiler room. I remember going in that boiler room down there. It would get so cold in that
You could
school.
put like local business in all the classrooms, small little local businesses throughout the classrooms, and then the second floor I just make podcast studios. That's my dream.
I remember going
Yeah.
to school there, and like the boiler would break, and it'd be freezing as shit.
So
And they were like, "Go into your lockers, get your coats,
Yeah.
because the boiler's broke."
the reason they shut the school down is because the boiler got to the point where it wasn't functioning anymore.
Really?
So they had a truck outside with like jet engines in it that would force hot air into a pipe into the boiler and then force hot air throughout the whole building. But like someone came in, they're like, you know, if that explodes,
You're gonna kill all these kids.
you're gonna murder every kid in the school. And they're like, all right, last year, so like for the last year there, we had no heat at all. And they're like, finish out this year, and then because they had to build the old school, like yeah.
I can't imagine why they ever shut that place down.
Freeze or explode.
Yeah.
So you're from you grew up around Monty
So
City?
I'm originally from Shenandoah, and then I moved to Monty City in kindergarten. So I pretty much was Monty City my entire life.
So did you ever go up to the Billy Goat Rocks?
The Billy Goat Rocks. We probably call them two different things. So what do you call the Billy Goat Rocks?
Well, on Main Street, when you come out of town, like going 339, it goes left.
Like you're going towards Raintown.
So like the Brandonville Road.
Yeah, Brandonville Road.
All right.
As soon as you
walk
come
up
out
the
of
railroad
town, you make
tracks.
a left and hooks around, there's a set of rocks that real steep, like just a steep climb to get up there. And that's where we used to like hang out and,
Yeah,
and
we
drink and stuff.
So-
He wrote a song called The Billy Goat Rocks.
Okay.
From the first Hoodleybah album, The Billy Goat Rocks. I tell you what, that song came to me one day. We were jamming, and I was like, I need to write a song right now. And it just came to me that I was like, what am I going to write about? And I was like, The Billy Goat Rocks. Because we go drinking up at the Billy Goat
I
Rocks.
was never at the Billy Goat Rocks.
That song
Are you
used to be-
serious?
Hey, that song used to be on the jukebox at
Club 54.
Club
No,
54.
well, Dukes. It was Dukes.
No,
Dukes.
Dukes was up the street.
Dukes was
Dukes was
Or no,
Pascoli.
Bullwinkles it was.
Bullwinkles.
Dukes was Pascoli's.
Yeah, Bullwinkles. Bullwinkles used to be before
Yeah.
Club 54.
That's where Big Mike and Linda used to
Yeah,
go. And that's why it
Bullwinkles.
was on there.
Yeah.
So I grew up behind the Mother Teresa Church. I was directly behind that before
On
it burned
South
down.
Street.
On South Street.
No shit.
That's where I was born and raised. And then when our house burned down, I then moved to the opposite corner of Pick-a-Pack. So I was more of a West End kid. So like the Billy Goat Rocks were more like an East End kids thing. Or like the high rise divided the town. So where are you from? East End. Fuck you. So like our woods were like the spring up behind, like if you went straight up from the church up that hill, and
Oh, yeah.
and then
yeah.
you can go in the woods there, and then go up to Bear Pride. Like that was our hangout spot, was the Obus Woods.
Yeah, I had a friend who lived right next to, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be Tanilla's.
Or just it's a whole history of Monty
yeah,
City
there's
podcast.
nice-
That's all right.
It used to be a tanning place or whatever. And my friend Sean lives right next to there, and he was the one that pretty much taught me how to play guitar.
Sean who?
Sean Van,
Oh yeah,
yeah. He is no longer with us as well.
that's one of the unfortunate things of being in School County. You lose a lot of good people. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, he had issues.
Yeah.
He didn't live in Scoop County, but yeah.
Well, some people didn't have issues till they come to School County.
Well, he grew up there, but
Yeah.
then he went.
Yeah.
He lived in L.A. and
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's no longer with us. He was a good guy.
Where were you from?
Outside of Hazleton.
Okay.
Baltimore.
You're in Luzerne County.
The Latimer Mask.
Yeah, I don't even know how to spell Schuylkill County yet. Been here 2 years, I still can't spell it.
Best thing on Monty City is you live in Monty City, but you drive down Manoy Street. Spelling's the exact same.
I was just talking to somebody at work about that the other day.
Yeah, they don't even change the spelling.
Yeah, it's Manoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Where do you live? Monty City. What street? Manoy Street. Why? It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
That is funny that you pointed that out.
My friends from New York pointed that out because they lived on Manoy Street, and they're like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "I live on Mahoney Street or whatever they said." I was like, "No, you live on Manoy Street." But what town are we in? Manoy City. Why do you call it Manoy Street? Just shut up and don't ask questions.
'Cause that's what the fuck it is.
The best thing they ever told me that literally blew my mind. We're going back to childhood again. Remember when you would bring cupcakes in on your birthday?
Yeah, absolutely.
They looked at me and go, "Why?" I was like, "What do you mean why? If it's your birthday, why don't people bring you cupcakes?" And I was like,
Aw,
"That's a good fucking point."
damn.
That was the only time as a kid who was not popular.
Yeah, but it still happens because, well, I mean, not so much anymore because my kids are older, but
Yeah.
they were in grade school.
Yeah.
I
That was the only time I felt like I was popular, because everyone's like, Blackwell's got cupcakes. They're like, we'll be his friend for 15 minutes. Just so
I want to see a sticker
But
of
I'm
you
not
doing
telling
this.
you.
Be like, Blackwell's got cupcakes.
I'm gonna be as cool. I'm gonna be super cool with Blackwell, so I get that chocolate. If I get vanilla, he's fucking dead. So we took a wild turn there in history of Monty City and growing up.
Welcome to the scoop butt.
Yeah, I love it. So you said it is very hard for you guys as a band to get together and do things. What is the future and the plans for the band going forward?
I don't know.
Just kind of winging it at this point.
Pretty much.
Probably have a gig
In there.
in the summer.
You know,
We'll
when
throw something out there.
when somebody sends
Somebody
up
has a
when
family
somebody
picnic.
sends up the signal,
Yeah, when somebody's
Hoodleybah
having a
will
party
be
and
there.
They want us to be there, we'll be there.
we do have a few loyal fans. I hate to say that, but
That's true.
I mean, when people want to hear us, they'll
We
hear
get
us.
we get together with
Got
some
a lot of
friends
good
and
support.
Yeah,
friends and cousins and stuff, and
We have a good time.
play by a campfire. That's good enough for me.
Awesome. Well, hopefully people hear the podcast and they're intrigued enough and
I hope
go
so.
search on Spotify and check out the band. And be like, you know what?
Spotify, Apple Music, we're on everything. HOODLEYBAH. Hoodleybah.
Now I can say it because I know it's the noise from Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Good thing your band's not Seagull.
It's
I was so disappointed. We went to go see the new Sonic movie, and they didn't do the Sega. They did the Sega. I was like, I never liked that one. I liked the freak out kid. Yeah. So, is that the only reference to video games and pop culture in your songs or your band?
You should talk about Pizza Man. The best song ever.
We have a song from our first album released in 2001,
Indeed.
which was 21 years ago, called Pizza Man. It's about a pizza man coming to deliver us pizza, I guess. Yeah, pretty much.
And the struggle
Great, the
with
Pizza
waiting.
Man.
Yeah.
So you wrote a song about ordering pizza.
Yeah.
Was it derived from a local pizza place from town?
It was the pizza place.
Pizza
In
Man.
Fraggle?
That's where we got our shit from, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember specifically what
I
pizza
do.
place we... Do you?
Now, do you call it pizza
Alright.
place? You call it Rocky's.
No, it was the pizza place. Rocky's
Oh.
was Sweet Peas.
Sweet Peas down the street. Yeah, pizza place next to the beer place.
Yep.
Yeah, pizza place are really good.
Best pizza ever.
Yeah.
I love it. Wait, are you sure that was it? The one it was about?
Yep.
All right. We were jamming, practicing, getting pizza,
We're
hanging
in
out.
Gilberton.
Yep. I wrote a song called Pizza Man.
In a trailer that was definitely like half the size of what you got going on here.
Oh my God! Not even half the size of this. A quarter of the size of this. It had no running water.
Smells a lot worse too.
Yeah.
You made it, Nikolai. You're bigger than a trailer. So any other songs that y'all like? Is there anything else about the band you guys want to get out there or talk about that I missed by making us talk about growing up in Monty City?
I don't know. You know, we our practice place where the Pizza Man, where we wrote it, was in Long Row, Gilberton. We used to rent a trailer, and we used to jam in the trailer. It was called Otto's Trailer. We wrote a song called Otto's Trailer.
Yeah.
Now, are your kids in music at all? Like, are they picking up any instruments or trying to mess around with that at all?
Not really. I tried, but
Yeah. What are their interests? Like, what are they into?
sports.
Sports?
Yeah.
I've written a song or two with my daughter.
Some good ones too. She likes making videos.
She does like making she's on the YouTube. Sophia Surprises plug.
Yeah. What is her channel? What does she do?
Sophia Surprises, I don't know, open stuff, whatever she wants to do. She didn't want to do it for a couple years, but she likes opening, and she opened her Easter to, like, you know what I mean? The kids like opening things.
Yeah.
The kids like opening, I'm going to watch a kid open things.
There's a kid on the internet who does toy reviews,
Oh, the Ryan.
and he's like,
Oh my God, that guy's huge.
he's a millionaire. This
Yeah.
guy's a millionaire.
Oh no, multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
that guy's
multi-millionaire.
gigantic.
Before he even hit like 11 years old, he's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And he just reviews toys.
Yeah,
Wow.
he
He's
just
like,
plays
check
with
this
toys.
toy out.
He has like
Does
he
this.
has like 12 different channels. He has his own product line in like Walmart.
Wow.
It's incredible. I don't know.
I love it.
She likes making the videos open.
It's better than
stuff.
Island Boys, right? At least he's like at least productive.
I mean, I guess.
I don't even
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I
Island
never
Boys
got
are
the
the-
appeal
are
to
the
it.
kids
It's the same thing as
with big
people
dreads on
playing
their head?
video games. Like we are old school. I play video. Like I don't play many video games, but when I do, I want to play video games. I don't want to watch somebody playing video games. But apparently, all the kids want to. That's all the kids want to do.
I think that's dumb too.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. I, think
mean-
if there was an option to watch someone play a video game back in the day, and I couldn't afford that game, I'd probably watch it. I also
when
grew
you
up,
put it that way, when you put it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was also the younger cousin, so I would like. I was like the kid for a while. They would act like they plug controller in, but really don't and hand it to you.
I fucked you over.
Yeah. But then I had a little brother, and I used to do it to him, so shit runs downhill. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Indeed it does.
It's like if I always ask a kid like when you play Mario, like right, are you a Mario or Luigi guy? If you say Luigi, you're the younger brother. That's just unless you're the smart older brother and realize that Luigi jumps higher. Yeah. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, if you're a Luigi fan, it's because you're a force to me. You know what I mean? Awesome. So anything else about the band you guys want to get
I
out?
mean, I've actually wrote Sophia we've wrote songs together. Like
Yeah.
she had a little thing on her book bag that was a strawberry, and she's like, "That's Jerry Strawberry," and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a song."
Jerry
Boom,
Strawberry.
Jerry Strawberry.
Was it a Shopkin?
I don't know. It was one of the. I mean, maybe it was one of those things that I hooked on her book bag, and I was
The
like,
only
"That sounds
reason-
great,
the only
Jerry
reason we know
Strawberry.
about
Let's go."
Shopkins.
And I wrote it in 2 seconds.
Me and Nikolai used to work at FYE, and the Shopkins were the big things, right?
She did love Shopkins.
And we opened one
Fucking
to
Jerry
see what we would
Strawberry.
get.
Jerry Strawberry.
And when there's a book in there that tells you like the rarities of the Shopkins. What was it? A P? What was the most rare one? We'll just say for the sake of argument, it was a P. And if you got this P and it was silver, it was like the platinum P or whatever.
Yeah,
They went on eBay. This thing was literally this fucking big. And you looked on eBay for like the platinum P Shopkin, it was like $15,000. We were at work like, there's no way this is real. And we just kept staring at the box like, bet you there's a platinum P in there. Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw the thing. It was Jerry Strawberry, and I was like, Jerry Strawberry can't eat dairy, but she loves her ice cream. it took off from me.
Also, it was Jerry with a G.
I don't know. However you want to spell it, Jerry Strawberry.
So your music, your writing style is like Zeppelin meets, or not Zeppelin, the Dead meets like the jam band style with like I'm trying to like just hear your lyrics and what you're writing about.
I really don't think though that our music follows that path.
No, we do love it, but yeah, it doesn't. It's more pop.
We don't really
It's
have
more
any
pop.
jammy songs. I
No,
mean,
we
we
don't.
turn them into it.
They're catchy. I think they're catchy.
But
They're
then-
pop songs.
You're not like, yeah, right.
Awesome. Well, I'm about to hear it. So we're actually after this records, we're gonna do some. We're gonna let you guys jam out a little bit and record a couple songs for you guys, and
Let's
then
do it.
and then put them up. But anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Hoodleybah. Hoodleybah.
Hoodleybah.
Yeah. Definitely check them out. The links will be below. I appreciate you guys so much, and girl, for hanging out with us.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it
Thank you for listening to the podcast. I
And
mean,
if you were the
what
person-
you do is awesome.
If
too.
you're the person at McGuire's, message or comment. I want to know who you
yeah,
are.
I don't know who it is.
Interesting.
I want
We
to
were talking to a lot of people.
Well, you don't remember what they look like?
No,
No. They look like they they're from Monty City.
I don't know.
It got to be a really late night.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think-
we were. We played a great.
Yeah.
I think it was a good show.
It
We
was
played a
fun
great show.
night. It was a
Yeah.
busy
I don't know
bar.
who it
a
was.
good time.
All right, we'll wrap up there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember the IwEP network to check out the Patreon. We do have merchandise. You can walk around with my face on your shirt if that's your thing. There's backpacks, fanny packs, stickers, T-shirts, hoodies. If you're a girl and you're into those crop hoodies, that's supposedly popular. You can rock those. socks. We have everything.
Rocket socks.
I'm like Kiss. I'm like the podcast Kiss guy. And that website goes, we have a new item on it.
Do it.
I'm throwing my face on it.
Get the
Blackwell the lunchbox.
Yeah.
Anthony Blackwell, the Lunchbox, and the Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I think about Bret Hart. You put S in front of Hitman, you get my opinion on Bret Hart.
You know what? I like where you're going with that. I'm a Shawn Michaels guy, so I never was a really huge Bret Hart. Yeah. Dude, the wrestling thing is has been insane. Like we just found out the other day we hit the top 100 in North America for a wrestling
cool.
podcast.
That's great, man.
So
That's
it's
great.
growing,
awesome.
man. It's really fun, and the cool thing about this podcast, doing it for 4 years, I meet brand new people all the time, make new network connections, and then those connections go other places, and it's just fun meeting new people all the time, and enjoying some beers and talking about the Billy Goat Rocks.
Whoa, whoa.
Thank you guys so much. Make sure you check out the music performances that we'll be filming as well. That's going to do it for Interviews with Everyday People. We'll see you guys next time. We're out of here.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Thank you, guys.
Boom.
Thank you. That was fun. Oh yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Should we